Good evening, heroes and heroines, and welcome to Practising Programming in C. Now I'm on a new version of OBS here, so I'm just keeping an eye on things to make sure that it is looking alright. And it isn't, because it's not capturing the webcam. Let me just mess about a bit. Like full cam, why is that not changing at all? Hang on a sec. Annotating, that should look different, shouldn't it? Is the only difference I think the only difference is the audio and the webcam. For some reason the webcam isn't coming through. So we just try and add the webcam again. Or can I just do this? Input is camera 1. Device, that. Frame rate. Yeah, let me just remove the webcam. And add it back. Oh, this means I'm going to have to put it back in its position again, aren't I? Add existing. So that's going to be because it's on full cambo as well, isn't it? It's there, and it's going to be on drumming too, I imagine. Yeah, so let's remove this and remove this, and then with a bit of luck, when I add it to this thing, it won't show up as an existing thing. Yeah, okay, so create new webcam, and I've kind of chosen it, but nothing's showing up. That's well weird. Resolution, leave unchanged. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. So let me just take a look at the chat. So there's nothing happening in the chat. Let me take a poll. Should I go? Should I go without the webcam? Yeah. No, wait on. Don't care. Should I go without the webcam for today? Actually, should I make it a binary one? just so it's a bit easier to actually deal with. Oh, it's also, what would it take to fix it? I think it'd probably take stopping the stream and then I'm not sure actually. Maybe mod probing the device or something, maybe. That might be what it'd take. I suppose that's another part of the poll actually. If I do the poll, it'd be like one of the questions could be what's the ramifications of it. Go on then. Let's poll it for now. And as the stream goes on, if it starts to say like no way, then I will I'll have to try and fix it. I have to try and. It's got as far as better than 0. So should I go without the webcam for this stream? So that's yeah. All right. Okay. Fine. That's all right with me. So where am I? So this is my right. This is 2. The not the webcam. The audio's coming through. Yeah, just not the cam. For whatever reason. So let's just. But it would be fine if I spend 5 minutes trying to fix it. I should have put that as an option, shouldn't I? Let's have a look online. OBS webcam. Webcam using OBS. Oh, I'll tell you what, actually. I wonder if it could be because I'm low on RAM. Let me just try that. I'm just going to try closing Qt browser and then adding the webcam again, because that's kind of a possibility. Because I was using quite a lot of my RAM. I mean, I'm still using over a gig, just for these guys. Let's try this. Webcam remove, yep. Then add the video capture. Create new webcam. Yeah, it still doesn't fancy it. I suppose technically maybe it require me to start OBS again, maybe. Yeah, maybe we'll just go with that webcam for today. And you'll just have to kind of trust that I haven't fallen asleep if I get quiet, or if there's no action on the if there's no action in Vim. Yeah. Let's get some Undertale on. Let's just turn the volume down first of all. I think this needs to be like down to 16 or something. 'Cause it's quite a loud soundtrack. Yeah, okay, so let me just check how I'm on. So oh, it's Tembroya. Oh wow. Hello. And Tembroya is of course James, who we know and love from the HMN network. Right, so he's voting 2 and then 1, right? Okay. So I think unfortunately the Intervars can correct us, but I think the polls are currently like server specific. So like you can be, I presume you can be in any channel. You can be in any channel in like the Hamid network, and it will count towards the poll. But if I were to make the poll down in Twitch, then you could I think it would count in all of these channels. I could be wrong about that, but I think that's how it works. And Intervars is saying that is correct. So yeah, there you go, James. That is what it is. What was the vote anyway? I think that was a 1, wasn't it? It would have been a 2 and it would have been a 1, which would have been to fix the webcam. Yeah. Yeah, let's just triple check. Yes, the poll is saying, currently it's saying 2, yeah. Right. So, yeah. But if you can't access the HMN IRC, just ping me, just mention my name in the Twitch chat, and I'll see this thing highlight, or I'll see something highlight. What will I see? Yeah, I'll see Haimon highlight, so I can then pop down and see what's going on. So before I start, actually, I'll just mention that I managed to fix the bug with HTML to YouTube, and the bug was I just wasn't correctly checking something. I'll show you exactly what it was. It was HTML to YouTube.c. It was just this. So I wasn't checking that this guy was valid. I wasn't checking that this was non-null. So this was just coming in and trying to check out of bounds. And then it was just crashing and burning. So yeah, I just needed this check there, and then it works fine. As I can prove, I'm in the right thing there. And it was on risky 12, but it was failing. There you go. And that has produced this little guy here. I don't think there's really anything particularly interesting going on in this set of annotations. It's doing the references all the same way, in that it's kind of putting a colon and then a space, and then it's putting the URL at the end. And this was actually the problematic annotation. It was this one here. So it was when for some reason it was when it was checking at that point whether there was. Hang on a second. Let me just have a look at that. Let's do a bit of reverse engineering, because what it should be doing is like checking 2 characters back for a space, and if there is a space, then it decrements the out pointer. And then it... Ah, right. I see. So then this should be outputting... It should be outputting either the reference, the page, or the site. Right. But this is... it's written out all of this stuff, and the out pointer is sitting at the end of here, I would have thought. Yeah. I might have to do a bit more investigating to see exactly what was going on there. Yeah. But I'll just, I'll try and show you another example of how the references thing actually shows up. Oh wow, so this is busted, isn't it? So, right, yeah, I probably just broke it completely there, didn't I? God damn it. Yeah, this can't be right. Oh, maybe it can actually, because this could have been a short stream. Yeah, yeah, I've screwed it up totally. That's a bit of a shame. Yeah, and this is broken as well now, because this text node has more stuff after it. Because the idea of this ref node is that because this URL doesn't appear at the end, or because this reference doesn't appear at the very end of the text, it should insert a dash at a space, a dash, and a space before it and after it, and then it should continue writing out the rest of the text. So yeah, wow, I've got to look back at that and see what's going on. But not today. That's for tomorrow. God damn it! Oh, because of this if. Let me just. Sorry, I'm just kind of curious now to see what's going on there. So if I just HTML to YouTube, where am I? On directory. So as I record, all OBBG is fine, right? I seem to remember. Oh right, this is busted. Right, okay. Okay, fine. Well, I mean, this is a very good start to a programming stream, isn't it? just discovering like how busted all my stuff is. But anyway, yeah, HTML to HTML. We need those guys open. Right. So where we were up to yesterday was, let's just use Risky 12 because that was the funny guy. So I've outputted a bunch of new lines, and then the reverse 3, 2, 1 for some reason. Oh, and I remember this being different yesterday, so that's obviously just uninitialized memory. Let's see. So F1. So I'm printfing here. Temp buffer. So that's going to be all my blank lines, isn't it? Temp buffer is currently this. Just see if I can give myself a bit more space. Okay. Mind you, when I come to do the stepping through, I'll need that back again, won't I? Yeah, okay, so let's just reacquaint ourselves with what's going on here. If it's well formed, template.pointer, we're going to read, so we're putting the pointer at the start of the template. The template we have loaded in. We've loaded template into the template.location. And the template.location is just, it's just a portion of, it's just a portion of the memory arena that we've specified. We've reserved the size of the template for it, basically. So we put the pointer back to the start of the template. And actually, this thing here, I don't need the I, right? I was just thinking about this. What you can do is you can do, while the template pointer, take away the template location, is less than the, less than the template size. That should suffice, I believe. Ah, hang on a second. Buffer pointer. What's buffer in this context? Oh, right. Well, hang on. Buffer pointer. What do we need buffer for? Hopefully corrected. Oh, that's that. Well, yeah, I don't need I necessarily. I can just say this, can't I? Oh. Well, there we go. Fine. So, this is, what exactly is this doing? This is reading in the template. Hang on. Where was that buffer coming from? What pointer? Buffer pointer. That's way down there. What's that got to do with this stuff up here? Out pointer. Template point. plus plus I. So this was like that. Then I went like this and like that, and then it was failing. Ah, I see. Oh, I'm using the wrong thing, aren't I? Well, that's gonna be a problem, isn't it? Yeah. Interesting. So, would help to actually iterate over the right value. Still not correct, but at least it's not crashing. So, this little thing up here seems to be doing the trick. So we're with a working location. We sprint after this. I think what's tough is that I can't actually... Oh, hang on, I could pipe it, couldn't I? I could pipe the output of this into XXD. So it's outputting a load of zeros and A's. 0 A's, right. So I'm basically at the wrong part of the ASCII values thing, aren't I? Time code to seconds, right, okay. I see, right, let me just try, first of all, just coming out of that, and let's just try and print F this. Temp buffer. Yeah, right. Temp buffer, what the hell's that? Yeah, what is temp buffer? Did I just get myself in a complete pickle there, I wonder? Using like the wrong buffers and all sorts. What should be in the temp buffer at this point? And why is that there? Why is all this weirdly indented? That seems to be correct now. Right, yeah. Wait a second, how are these correct? Oh, yeah, I need to be converting these, don't I? I need to be converting these guys into seconds. Yeah, so they're not correct. Just fucking reload the photo of change in the editor. That's interesting. Nice idea. Yeah, let's try that. Not sure I realised it just marks with a red dot from any of the relocation. Yeah, I mean, I suppose I'm not going to be doing much Volcano specific stuff, I don't think. I mean, besides actual editing. Oh, and also Vim wants a swap file, doesn't it? Yeah, well, hang on a minute. Vim can handle changes, can't it? What can I do? Change that. And then if I... yeah, right, so it hasn't detected that I've done anything. I did save this. I would have to remember to load. Oh right, yeah, and it has got that. How do I reload? I mean, I guess that. Control Shift O or Control Shift I. Oh wow. Oh my god. Oh wow. So that's just totally nuked my all the indentation. That was Control Shift O, by the way. Yeah. That was weird. So that's that. Oh, just put it over there. Gosh. I think it really ended broke. Wow. Okay. Maybe all this stuff is throwing it off. So this thinks the indentation is still okay. Yeah. Gosh. This is Inconsolata, isn't it? It does look like Inconsolata to me. Yeah. Maybe I won't use vocoder after all. Just try reloading it. So that thinks the indenting is correct. Control O kills the indentation. That kills the pane. That's brought it back. Control Shift O, refreshing the buffer removes tab and spaces. Oh, nice one. Yeah, I felt like Qt browser was closed. Two months ago. Got a bug as a feature. Parallel path and non-parallel. Inserting and deleting a space or something. Okay. Interesting. Insert a space, says Alan. Oh yeah. Wow, that's most unusual. But at least we're off again. And I suppose, yeah, let's just. Where's my cursor? Oh, here it is. Okay, let's continue. To establish that this is busted, I think. But I need to get something reasonable happening. I think I will actually just close Vim. So I am outputting those guys successfully. I suppose actually what I could do is I could write out this stuff to a file, maybe. And I can keep referring to the file, so I know exactly what I'm working with. Because I'm going to have to write out to the file anyway. Oh yeah, right. So yeah. It's basically just the in file name. Which is args. What is it? It is args, isn't it? Template file. File index. In file is file index. Args file index. Right. So it's args file index. So the actual string is going to be this. Let's just do it really cheesily for now, just this. I think this is correct. And then we're going to fopen. This might fail actually, to be fair. Don't want a P error. Let's just see. Moment of truth. Well, it hasn't necessarily died. And then let's just try writing to this file. So it's beyond Streestrup, so it's going to be the out location. Going to be from the out pointer, take away the out location. Beyond Streestrup caused frustration. Out file name. And then we're going to close that. Where's open? It's here. Yeah, file. So this seems reasonable to me, I think. That's probably the sprinter, isn't it? So this needs to be... I mean, rather than constructing this whole thing, just for the sake of ease, I could just say okay. So I've successfully written all this stuff out to it. That's kind of nice to see, at least. I've got the video ID in there, nicely. I'm missing that. So the video ID needs to have that in it. How do I search video ID? Video ID equals that. So run. Does this look right? Yeah, okay. So that looks kind of correct now. So yeah, now I need to work on getting that thing, getting the timecode properly sorted. The working location, what's that for? The working location is just containing this. I suppose I could use a working location for the file size. Let's see. Temp buffer. Yeah, what is this temp buffer for? This is for doing the switch, isn't it? This is for doing the time in seconds computation. Yeah, I'm only printfing that, aren't I? What's all this? Tell you what, let me just try something super simple here. Let me just make timecode to seconds return something that I just straight up know. Right, good. So the task here is to try and get this guy to output the correct value. A mod 10. So basically, at this point, we have correctly computed the number of seconds and piled them into an int. So now what we're trying to do is we're trying to convert that int into a car, basically. So we start with the temp. What is temp? Temp contains nothing, does it? Oh, well it won't, will it? So that's the start of the temp. Well, a is greater than 0, so a is my integer. I want to say that the first character in temp is going to be equal to my integer modded by 10 plus 0. So that'll pop it into the 0 to 9 space. So at this point, the value at pointer, right, I think that's a reasonable thing to print. Okay. Let's just take out the plus 10. Can I compile? Right. It's interesting. I wonder why that failed. It was this invocation of it. Stack buffer overflow. Read of size 2. This frame has 7 objects. Temp buffer. Memory access at offset 48 overflows this variable. Oh, okay. Temp is this, right. Okay. So I still didn't see anything. Don't believe. Right. So if I do let's just I'll tell you what, actually, let's get a new file open, should we? Just so we haven't got so much stuff flying around. How do you do a new file? I'm printing point up has been plus plus. Ah, right. Of course I am. That output is 7. That's interesting. So that seemed to output the correct stuff, I think. But yeah, let us get a new file open just to reduce all the variables out of this stuff. So what am I trying to do? It's crashing at the other temp in the if one. Ah, right. Yeah. Okay, right. So this is my... I mean, all this is... I think all this is okay. I just need to work on this function. So at this point... I could also print out A, maybe at each point. Yeah, let's do that. Let's say... right, so printf A. A is equal to that. And then let's copy this guy. And then at the end of the loop, because this is it's still going to equal A at the start. So A is equal to that, and like well pointer minus 1 is equal to this. A7. Gotta be honest, that is not what I was expecting. I was expecting a much larger number. Because A has just been set up here. Right, A immediately after the calculation. Okay. So in this case, it's just 7. So this is going to be 7 mod 10 plus 0, right? And then A is 0 again. And then since it's 0, it's popped out of the loop. Oh, and then this guy's trying to reverse it. Probably unsuccessfully. In fact, well, yeah, probably. But what I don't understand though is, I still don't understand why it's only 7. Oh, hang on a minute. It's because it's for each annotation. Right, I've got it. Blimey. Yes, for each annotation, this is the, it's 7 seconds in, right. So I want to be looking at, well, tell you what, pointer rather than printing out pointer 1, let's print out temp. That'll give me the full picture. So temp's equal to 1. A immediately after the calculation is 41, right? Hang on, let me just make this a bit smaller. A immediate. That's 7. So 7. So the thing is, I need to just end up with. I just need to reverse temp, don't I? Right? I just need to, because temp is a string. I'm printing out temp as a string, aren't I? Yeah. So all I need to do is just swap them and return that, right? So I feel like this is correct up to here, but I then want to say, I want to get it into a situation where the buffer is at the beginning. The buffer is the thing that I pass in as well, isn't it? Yeah. So while the pointer is greater than temp, I can't be using that buffer like that. Temp is the thing that I'm putting the reversed thing into. And then pointer is iterating through temp. I could get a car into the buffer, I suppose. Right. And at this point, let's printf the buffer. So this should just be the temp reversed. So it's not far off. Up on my pointer. Yeah. So the question is, why is the buffer not being populated by this? Because the buffer pointer was pointed to the buffer, wasn't it? passing in the buffer. I suppose that's kind of complicating it a bit, possibly. I'm also wondering if I need to pass the string in by pointer, if that makes sense at all. You know, so when I actually call timecode to seconds, I actually pass this. I'm not sure if that's correct at all. What was that saying? Return incompatible pointer type. Oh right, I need to return a star star. Passing argument 2 of timecode to seconds makes pointer from integer without a cast. This was what I just changed. Should take a star star. Oh, hang on a minute. Shouldn't I be passing it by address? Mind you, if I do it by that, then everything's off the other way, isn't it? That's what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to make it so that I can actually pass the buffer and then have it actually kind of populate. Because like here, I mean, I suppose technically I don't actually know that this isn't writing it. Well, I mean, I kind of do, don't I? I do know that this isn't writing anything into the buffer. Previously it was like this, I believe, wasn't it? The only reason is because you're copying a null at the start of buffer. Use that instead. Ah. Oh, okay. Interesting. So what I was previously doing was well, what this thing is now doing. Pointer is at the start of temp. It iterates through temp. So it just keeps going through temp as far as it has to go. So it's going to be ending up on a value that it needs to actually put into the buffer, I think. So it's already on that value. Oh, is it? Maybe it's not actually. No, it probably isn't. That's what it is, isn't it? Copying it all at the start of buffer. Interesting. Well, yeah, I think I understand that. I suppose we could actually verify that as well, just to completely solidify it. So we're going to run to here. Pointer's the null, because you just set it to the start of temp. Right, so let's just let's just continue through this loop once and then print. Just still the null. And it will be, won't it? Because it's set and then it increments. So it's always sitting on the it's always sitting on the thing, on the null area. So I really I always need to do. Oh, that's null. Well, okay. Hang on a minute. Am I just not looping through what I was thinking I'm looping through? 10% understand, so it could have been anything. But usually 0 is pretty common. Maybe SFO is a step to call all to all. Ah, right. What's temp in this situation? Temp is that. The temp is now changed to have a 1 at the start. So that is that 1. Okay. Let's just continue. Let's just look at temp. So now it's. Oh, did it just. It might have just popped out of the loop. So I actually want to break once I've actually exited the loop. Three. So it's still in the loop. 3 0. Three 0 3. Right, this is what I wanted to see, wasn't it? So 3 0 3. Where is pointer at this point? That's on the null, right? If I do -1, that should be the second 3. So basically, with this change, what it does is it sets the value of buffer pointer to be equal to, well, let's just forget that a minute. What it does is it moves, it first of all decrements pointer and then it takes the value of that and stuffs it into buffer pointer before post incrementing the buffer pointer. I think I understand that. Whereas before it was trying to set it and then it was doing the post decrement, but the setting was, it was on the null. It was on this null base basically. So yeah. So I think I get that now. It's doing like 4 things on that line. Yeah. C for the win indeed. So the upshot of all this is that I've basically done the entire, I've basically done the whole HTML to thing, to HTML to HTML thing here, I think. If I just remove the printf, remove this printf as well, and this one, should have no output. Well, I say no output, I mean it's got the output of the actual seconds, which is exactly what I want. And that means that I can get rid of this if zeroed out stuff because I've actually solved this problem. I mean, I say I solved it, I mean insofar as solved the problem. Well, I would say insofar as and I both solved the problem together. So this is set time coded in seconds, which is what we want. It's done that. So yeah, for each annotation, so this is where I need the sprintf thing. Now I remember Asaf was saying, he was talking about string literals. And I believe that is exactly what this thing is here. But hang on a minute, why can't I just do this? Why can't I just sprintf? You know, just give myself enough space for all of that stuff. Well, hang on a minute, is that even worth doing? I suppose it might be. Let's try that. Working location. Right. Let's take all this stuff. For each annotation. Right. So all I want to do, after having outputted the stuff that I've already outputted, which is this, so I've got down to the markers container. I then want to be markers container. Right, I want to be writing out this, right? I want to be writing it up to there, and then output the thing. Just where is it? Finishing. It finishes there, I believe. This is the sum total of what I need to actually be copying in there. So I want div class marker timestamp. So this is going to be all of this stuff up to the 0. So it's got to be that. Just fprintf. I mean, yeah. So I was thinking in terms of building the whole thing in memory, and then once it's definitely all in, then writing it all out to a file. Because if I write it as I go, I could end up with half-written files if something fails. I mean, how do you feel about that? This is then going to be the time in seconds. And then one of those. The famous shrug. So, yeah. Div class. I presume this is all marked up correctly. Let's just get rid of that, just so we're not confused. So we've got that. And then a new line. And then we want this. Div class content. We need one of those and one of these. And then we want a string. And then we want a new line. Progress failure, we want to go all the way down to this again. Oh, hang on a minute. Let me just delete this as I go, just so I know where I'm up to. Where did I actually get up to there? Div class content. So I did up to here, I believe. And then we want progress faded all the way down to glam rock. And then another string. And then all this again. Pretty sure that was... No, it wasn't. A div. So, right, yeah. And then a new line. Oh, hang on a minute. Because it's sprintf, can't I do the multiple line thing? Let's just I'll continue like this actually, just while I'm doing it, just so I don't end up throwing myself off course. New line, div, and I believe, if I'm not very much mistaken, I've completely made a mess of that, haven't I? Yeah. Do that with any string literal. Right. So I believe this is what I want. And at the end of here, some new line file thing. Let's just go for it. Right, okay, so I believe that is not what I need at all, because I need to do the arguments now. So it was time in seconds. And then it's just going to be the text 3 times. Let's do it on different lines. HTML, annotations, annotation index, text. So let's see if this is built. It does build. Now I'll be interested to see if I've got enough characters in here. 512 characters. Should I give myself a kilobyte? Well, I mean, this is for each annotation, isn't it? For each line. If using S in printer, you could have kept the time seconds as an int and used. Wow, yeah, that's a good point, isn't it? God. I'll tell you what, I mean, that's probably worth doing, actually. Yeah, that probably is worth doing. It takes me long, and it's multiplied by 3. Okay, I'll give it a kilobyte. What was it before? 512. Say that clip after it works. Yeah. I mean, I have been thinking that it'd be nice if it is just stored as an int anyway, in the database. Well, in the database that will eventually make. Because I think it's currently stored as 3 cars, isn't it? And 3 cars is 3 bytes. What was I thinking? Was I thinking it could fit in? Oh, sorry, it's stored as actually. It's a string, isn't it? So it's like a string that's up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bytes, and 8 for the null, maybe. But it might, maybe is it a short? Would that? Or might even int itself is 4 bytes, I think. So, like, we could squeeze some space out of that, I think. But anyway, HTML, let's get this text. Yeah. Do you mean the stuff at the bottom of the file? Or do you mean this bit here? HTML. So I've done, I've escaped these guys, the midline quote marks. And this is going to be interpreted by sprintf as an actual variable, I think. Contains annotations I, contains B, printing it, not a literal. Oh. Right. Okay. That's a bit of an unfortunate thing. That's for another day, yeah. That's a very good point, actually. I forgot all about that. So, yeah. After doing all the annotations, still in the same file, but I just need to put the closing stuff. So the out pointer's there, and it's the out pointer that I'm actually writing to. So let's give myself another buffer, I think. Pretty sure that's correct. To get a buffer. And then you sprintf to write into that buffer. Close the div, clear body, cheers very much yourself, cheers. Closing div, closing div, closing body, closing HTML. New line. And I want to say the working pointer is equal to working location. While the value at working pointer, where's that? I think that's just it, isn't it? You're the script tag that runs the player. So what have I got? I've written the templates, haven't I? So okay. So addictive script replay. I don't think I can copy into forcode, unfortunately. Don't container. See if we can vim it up. So you're saying, let's just do it all. Should wait for clipboard copying. Yeah, it's a closing thing. Yeah, I can't copy to the clipboard though, because this is just primary. So I'd have to go into Vim anyway to kind of get into the primary, to get it to the clipboard. So it's for each of these guys. So I've written that in. I think that's all I need, right? So that's still outputting that. So if I output the timestamp. Ah, interesting. Hang on a sec. How long is this line? Yeah, this line is like that long. It's like 6,460 lines long. So this is probably going to actually work, isn't it? So I guess because I'm not serving up properly, it's just not playing, it's just not showing the thing. I guess that's what's going on there. You can see that the things are all here nicely. Do you have debug to use that browser? I might do. I'm not sure how to access them though. If not, I'll just fire up Firefox. So it's like developer tools really, isn't it, as well? That's another word for it. F12. Yeah, F12 didn't do anything. Let's get Firefox on it. So we've got this stuff coming in. So this is all of my CSS, which is apparently looks kind of correct to me. So we've got the body. We've got the end of the style, we've got the head and the body, and then we've got straight in the body we've got the div. I might want to actually, I'll just put a new line in these guys actually. Console tab. Ah, player is not defined. Interesting. So it's saying, what it's saying is player is not defined. Do I have the script how that includes it in the header? Script source player.js in the template, right? Script type. Ah, interesting. And I should have player.js in the same folder. Ah, okay. I don't have that. Alright, that's interesting. So that's right. Hang on a minute. I have got this line, haven't I? Sorry, yeah, I have got that. Yeah. But I need the player.js. Okay, so I need to copy into here from GitHub, Asaf, annotation player, player.js. Wow, look at that, guys. Now, why is there a gap? So I can't hear anything, but maybe that's just to be expected because it's Firefox and it's poo. It just can't handle my audio setup. Oh yeah, I've got no keys as well, so it's just, oh also this, well okay, so it's not actually set to my keys, it seems. Kind of interesting. Yeah, dude. That's really awesome, actually. There we go. That looks more like it. Well done, Qt browser. And I can hear him. Oh, hang on a minute. Wait a second, does that mean that I could send this through OBS? I wonder. Oh, wow. Right. Just excuse me a moment while I just swoon over this. This is Python. This is Python 1. So why is the 2? I wonder. Let's just try connecting one of them. Battery device pulse. Where is that? This is Qt browser.
And like doesn't know anything about computers, but they want to know about computers and they don't know where to start.
Wow, this is awesome.
I would recommend they read this book right here. It's a great kind of introduction to how computers fundamentally work.
So this is actually kind of a bit of a breakthrough, right? Because browsers, for me, they just haven't been able to talk to Jack at all. But like, Qt browser just seems to be able to.
One of the
which is just fantastic. So that means that I can actually now, I can actually use Qt browser in my stream. In other words, Apache, it works. Exactly. But what's going on here though? Request to that blocked. Okay, that's fine with me. So let's just see if the keys work actually. Well, hang on. Let's just... Ah, interesting. So this isn't resizing. Let's just check out the I've got any other stuffs open. So I've got just the one. So I need just have a look at my Asaf file, because I have actually got a file dedicated to Asaf. So we've got the annotation plays, the annotation search. I need to call a function on the player to resize. Ah, okay.
rather
So
looked at older technologies that are simpler.
this is interesting. Why isn't this loading?
I guess you could say easier to understand.
This isn't broken, is it?
And builds up from those. So he starts out talking about, like, I'll run you through some of the chapters here. So it
Node.js.
starts out with talking about
Demo.html.
Braille, and then it goes into codes
This is the demo page.
and like binary codes, and
It's interesting.
starts talking about flashlights and just like the basics of circuitry. And
Each
then
call function on the player
there
to jump to the next previous market. Ah,
it
okay.
goes to the telegraph and relays, and so it starts talking about electromagnets, and the electromagnet is interesting because it's a very simple concept. You just have like an iron bar and you wrap a coil around it, right? And then you run a current through the wire.
Kind of interesting that those are busted though.
A magnetic field.
OBG.
Like, you could do the reverse too. You could run a magnet through a coil and generate a current that way, which is like, you know, those flashlights that you shake and it
And this isn't loading either.
it produces a like it charges the battery up and can have a light for a little bit. That's basically what those do.
Not exactly sure what's going on here at all.
So he takes this concept.
Is this me? Or is it
electromagnet and says how with
wait, I'm sure it
telegraph,
probably is me.
right, you can have an electromagnet and then
How much
you
RAM
put,
have I
like, a
got?
metal bar on top,
Mm.
and then so the bar can
Be
move
enough.
down.
Unless it's just all this
And
blocking
then
that's
when
going
you
on.
run a current
Dunno.
through the electromagnet, the magnetic force pulls the bar down, and it does
Um,
something and
but
makes
yeah,
it
okay, so let's
right. And so
see if I can what else would I buy stuff open? Right, I've got that. Let's see if I can get the resizing and the keyboard press stuff to work. So let's just sig. Oh, also before I do that, actually, let's just put some new lines in after each thing. So that works for insofar as okay. It's unfortunate that Qt browser's busted for that. Right. Oh, hang on, that's interesting actually. See the hotkeys at the bottom of that. All right. I'll get them from there. So I've got the resize and the risky play. I suppose one thing I'm kind of interested in here is that I'm not getting a new line, am I? Well, hang on a minute. Video container. It's in printf. So I need to put that at the bottom of risky play.html. Let's just check that out. Git, please. Oh. Okay, so there's no that in the annotation sprintf. You're gonna stale file. Ah. Okay. There's no script tag in the footer. Oh wow, yeah, well spotted. Right, darn it. Where did I put that? I put it in, it was in Vim, wasn't it? Right. Where am I? Wrong place. Right. That's unfortunate. So there's no new line in the sprintf, and there's no script in this. I couldn't do it in Fork because I couldn't paste it in. Tell you what. Just double check that this works. Right. And there's some stuff that we forgot, wasn't there? It's just this, I believe. So there's no script. Oh, that was this thing. I've got the resizing the risky player. So I just need to do inside the script. It's that. I mean, I'm not very familiar with JavaScript at all, honestly. I guess you just put that in here. Change it to var player because new player in order to call the player functions. New player. Ah. So we've got a new player there. And the player is here. So you're saying to do... Oh, sorry. Wait. New player. Sorry, you probably mean at the start, don't you? Substitute new player. New player. Okay, yeah, I think I did do that. So what was this done for me again? It gives me resizability, doesn't it? Oh wow. That's awesome. The question is the sound still coming through? It isn't. Oh, I'm dropping frames.
And then getting back to
Why is that?
the encoding stuff.
Speed is going down. Maybe there's
And this
RAM
talking about Two's
stuff
complement
going on. Maybe.
reminded me of a book that I read.
Not sure.
It was either last year or the year before. Seems like as you get older, the years start to go by like weeks. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. So let's just see. I don't know the keys, do I? So the keys were. Where did we say the keys were? You can see the hotkeys at the bottom of riskyplayer.html. Yeah, right. Oh, the HMH. I'm not logged out of that for some reason. Okay. Yeah, wow. Yeah, like 2,000, over 2,000 drop frames. It's unfortunate. And I think I was also dropping frames when I then played the Risky Business one. And look at all this. Oh, that's some cute browse, isn't it? Can I redraw? So risky player. Because I need my hotkeys. But also before I do that, let us put some new lines into this thing. In fact, yeah, let's also change these things. Control L. Oh, right. Okay. I'll want to sort of do that a bit more properly. I wonder if that will suffice actually. And then this guy. So var player is equal to new player. Not exactly sure what the syntax, you know, what the general idea for like you know, the line breaks. Not really sure what the idea for that is. Just see if that even works. Okay, it does. Oh, it's not too bad. So I want to actually, let's just let's prettify this. Should we prettify that or should we not? I mean, I will want to do it at some point. I mean, basically all it's going to be is like making it do this. And then kind of split up this line as well. Yeah, it'd be cool if you could just sort of, in your program, just say, like, get down to here, and then hit, what are the keys? Hit equals and then capital G, and it'll just indent your stuff. And it is supposed to be tripled up, yeah. Asaf will have an explanation for that. I'm not 100% sure how. The progress bar trick. So it's in risky. Advent listener. So push, get. Oh gosh, wow. So we're looking for keys, aren't we? This is the episode list. Risky player. Oops. Yeah, I didn't mean to do that. So, here we go. These are the guys I'm after. Wow. Jumped in its marker. So I wonder if have I got the actual, jumped in its marker function, I wonder. Ah, interesting. Oh, that'll be in the JavaScript file. Yeah, right. Okay. So this is saying if it's risky player. So I don't need to do that check. Risky player. Oh, I do need to do. Well, hang on a minute. Where's risky player? So the idea is risky player is equal to null. Risky player is equal to new player. So I just need to do. I just need to do player, don't I? So the only thing I believe I need to do here, this is looking up for the file. Yeah, it's just these guys, isn't it? Just throw this into the scripts. So the script is up here. So let's just see if this works at all. Well, actually. And these then need this to happen. I wonder what's happening here. Okay. Oops. Oh, hang on, it's if player, isn't it? What is this risky? Hang on a minute. It's testing if risky player. So yeah, it's just. I think it's just player, isn't it? So escape that, break. In JavaScript, that and that are equivalent. You can play all this that with everywhere. It's easy for you. Oh, okay. Alright, let's do that. Get rid of the if. You always have a player. Okay. Ah, you know what? I should have done a. I should have suffixed each line with an N. Missed a trick there. So, yeah. Well, has built. Is it in my history, I wonder? Yes. That's unfortunate. It did say the entire... Ah, there we go. So there's resizing, and I'm resizing the wrong thing. Height of the lines, and normal that. So that will go to the... Oh, interesting. Wow, can you do that? Hang on a minute. Highlight the lines, and do norm... That. Wow. Gosh, dude. Well, let's do that for these at least. Norm, dun. Wow. Vim is amazing. Like, why does anybody use anything other than Vim? So the trick here is to see if the keys work. They don't seem to be. W and S, N and P. N, D, P and A. Yeah, these are not working. So it's possible that I got the wrong... Oh god, it's... What was it? Control L? Yeah, there we go. It's possible that I got the wrong player. Make sure the YouTube player is not in focus. Delete the key presses. Just try it in Firefox at the moment. It is player. So the problem before was probably that Firefox wasn't resizing it correctly, I guess. Yeah, it's not one to take input. So I'll just show you this. I've got var player is equal to new player, key press function. So it's player, jump to next mark. Document, add event listener. Keep as function EV. What is this? Before the switch, add console.log. See anything should be in the console. It's saying jump to next marker is not a function. Player with a capital P dot jump to next marker is not a function. Player with a capital P is not a function. Hang on a sec. Let's make sure I've actually rebuilt. I've just lost Firefox. Don't know where I'm focused. Oh, there we go. Yay, it's working. So, what was the problem there? Was it just Qt browser that it couldn't do it? Nice. So awesome. I just love the fact that I can just navigate this video with the keys. Can remove the log. So I've just confirmed that that did work in Firefox. Let me just open up my Qt browser and see what this has to say about it. Yay, this is doing it as well. Awesome. And can I hear Mio though? Unfortunately, I've lost the sound from Mio. Yeah, it's just not coming through at all. So weird. Well. Yeah. Weird. How much RAM have I got? Yeah, RAM isn't full. Well, I mean, this is really cool. I mean, I suppose I could make it. How much time have I got left? That's 13 minutes. Tell you what I'll do. I'm not appending the marker text with that. Oh, that's true, yeah. Yeah, okay, let's do that. So yeah, I was thinking of doing this in a different div actually. Well, hold on a second. The marker text with that. So, right, I should be putting it at the start of the content. I see. Because I put the timestamp, yeah, the timestamp is that. So it's just to start the content. So yeah, what I was thinking of doing for this was like saying like another div. Timecode or something. And that's just styled up as a timecode. Oh, hang on a minute. No, I wasn't thinking of doing that at all. Or was I? Yeah, that's the point. Because I need to make sure that I don't bust up the the nice highlighting. Hang on a second. Put a span. What's that display line in the time goes to CSS? Would this be a good place to put it though? Within the content div? Or would it be better off? Yeah, this should be a reasonable place to put it, shouldn't it? And also this wouldn't look like that, it'd look like that. So the content has to have that stuff. Well, let's just copy it in. What do I want to do with it? I wanted to kind of make it smaller, I think. Oh, and also kind of, I was thinking of like doing this sort of thing. Just bear with me a sec. I was thinking of doing... Yeah, that was the thing. I did want to style it. So I was thinking of making it a bit smaller and putting like a bullet point next to it. I was thinking that might look kind of nice. And then like, you know, this could all wrap around it. Because I think it does, in your demos, it does wrap around the well, I think it's in the same thing, isn't it? But yes, if I wanted to do that, then it does need to be within the marker thing. Yeah. The way I did it should work. Okay. So I'd have to do that within each one, I presume. Oh. Okay. So basically trying to make it look like that. Well, hang on a second, let me just Let me just nuke that. And this as well, I think. Right. So I've got a bit more space. So, for each annotation, I'll do the data timestamp is equal to that. New line. And then I've got the contents. So within the contents, I want a span. Span class timecode. And this has to be, oops. This is actually going to be the string. Oh, that's the point. So I do need to convert it after all, anyway. But I mean, for now, I can just pull. For now, I'll pull the time as it comes from the struct as it is. But I'll have to be aware that at some point that might change. So I do that. So basically it's that until there, I believe. Inside here. Right. And then I need to make sure that I do time in seconds. And then for each of these, I just have to do and of course there's no class yet. And this probably isn't valid actually. Now I'll come to think of it. I can't quite remember, but it might not be. So there's going to be no style on it, which means it'll just do no style, it'll just inherit from the marker, I presume. But let's see. Oh no, it's not in there. Oh, it's in like the main thing. HMN. Still printing out the things. Yeah, okay, so that's cool. So, while I'm here, I might as well style this up, mightn't I? Well, let's just see if it actually does work for everything when it plays. Yep, it's looking beautiful. Yeah, I mean maybe that bullet point isn't that nice actually. Let's have a bit of a play. In fact, let's oh, I can't develop a console it, unfortunately. So this is going to be an interesting process here. I'm going to actually iterate on the CSS via C. Right. So That's changed, does it? Oh, it's in the wrong file. That's probably why. So, yeah. Oh, it's in the template. It's the template that I want to be doing here, which is kind of nice, because it's just a template. I don't need to do anything in C at all. You see, Asaf, you've just made it just so awesome. So, mandatory. So I wonder which would be appropriate. Welcome to WebDev. Thanks very much. Marker content. So this is user defined. Just refresh my memory as to what I'm actually dealing with here. This is it is the div. It is a content. So I'm dealing with a span. This is with the time code. This is content. So marker and content. So if I just do for example, let's see, doesn't really matter where I put it. Alright, cool. Now the interesting question here is, since I've changed the template, do I need to recompile the binary? No, I don't. I don't like the dot. I'm going to remove the dot. I'm taking an executive decision here. Okay. So I did need to recompile that. Now I believe I can do vertical align, I think. And I also want some margin to it as well. Vertical line middle. To both marker content and your timecode. Vertical line middle to both marker and yeah. I mean, I think I've encountered this weirdness before with vertical line. It just doesn't really do what I want it to do. Just try putting this guy down to the bottom and let's just see if it changes anything. Yeah, it just doesn't. So that does put it there. Let's just try putting this at the bottom. Can't remember if I tried that. So that puts that there. So that has put that a bit higher. Yeah, the marker doesn't seem to be moving at all. The marker content doesn't seem to move at all. How do you feel about kind of the units thing? Like, should you use ems or should you use pixels? I mean, I see you use pixels all over the place. So, right. Why did that not give me any margin? Padding might be what I need, maybe? Pixels is fine. Let's go with pixels. It works consistently. Right. So, there you go, folks. Don't do stuff blind and assume that it's actually doing anything. Okay. So, yeah. Just feels like it's too high now. You know. But I don't know. Like, is that readable as well? I suppose we can play with it, can't we? Hack it with position relative top. Yeah. Yeah, okay, that does look a bit more like what I was hoping for. It's something to try a display inline block. Okay. Some things only work on blocks, and some things only work on inline. Okay. Let's just try it. Let's robot this. Right, okay. So, what was inline block? Yeah. So in this case, I don't think that made a difference. I see. Right. Hmm. Let's go with the position relative with the vertical line top. Could that work? Would that work? Mind you, this is what I had anyway, wasn't it? And why is this not indenting? Oh wow. So, presumably that's just romping over it. Why does HM and answer keep coming up? Right, yeah, so that isn't what I want. Just try tweaking the size just a little bit. I mean, how do you guys feel about the visibility of the time code? Like, do you think it's an important bit, or do you think it's okay to actually have it small? I mean, that kind of looks okay-ish to me, I think. Vertical line works if you wrap the rest of the text with a span, but the browser doesn't place it exactly in the middle. But the rest of the text with a span. So if you wrap the whole content thing with a span, or set it to be inline block, is that right? Because that's what a span does. Is that correct? Snaps pixel, it can't do proper subpixel rendering. If you wrap the rest of the text with a span. So yeah, I mean, we've kind of confirmed that it doesn't do anything for the marker. Yeah. But I mean, glancing over at this now, you know, just glancing between Vim and this, I think this looked kind of nice now. Like, I mean, obviously it looked absolutely gorgeous before anyway, but I mean, in terms of like the passability of the time, or rather the possibility of the whole lot. So you can jump over and you can just kind of see this is like this is where the content starts here, where an XOR gate, what an XOR gate will do. And then if you want to look at the time, you can kind of look left and focus on that. I think that's kind of cool. The way browsers work is when you do div, text div, the text is converted to a text node. So when you do div span text 1, close span text 2, div, you have a span element next to a text node. Text nodes don't behave exactly the same as elements. Ah, right. You can try adding min width and text line right to your timecode. It might make the alignment nicer. You know what? I was just thinking the very same thing actually. Generally, because for the old player, I did do this kind of thing. So the min width could be, I don't know, something like that. 12 pixels isn't going to be enough. Let's try just 64 for now. Because the padding right is 8. Yeah. Maybe 32 would be enough actually. Mind you, I need to fit an hour in. Oh wow. You need an inline block. Ah, okay. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, this is what I had done. Still has kind of fitted in. Let's give it a few more pixels. So, yeah. So it's going to make the start of the text nodes readily parsable. It's going to make them all line up at the same point. Did we end up keeping that thing for the Handmade Hero one? I didn't want to go there at all. I mean, I'm not even sure what style we've got here at all now. Yeah, we did keep that. Interesting. I guess because we've got more width to play with here, it kind of looks a bit more reasonable. Whereas with Whereas with this, it looks too it looks too much, I think. Like, it looks like there's too much space. I'm not sure what you guys think. Let's just try. Can increase the width of the marks, can entertain if I like. Ah, yeah, okay. Yeah, because I suppose I have got space to play with. So the markers contain it's the width here. What was it? It was 210. Let's make it 256. Okay, so let's make it that big. Let's make it 386. Oh! Now it's making the video smaller. And the expense of video size, yeah. Indeed. That's fancy. Right. Play container, display flex. Custom page style. You can also increase the width of the whole player. You're not using the entire width of the page. Yeah. Margin. Is it the margin that's causing it to be thinner, I wonder? Oh, the width 75%. Let me just build this. Oh no, let me just save it, build it. So this is like this. So if I just bump this thing up to 90, let's say, and let's see if it makes a difference. Day 201. That didn't make a difference. Width is 100%. Play contains 80% again. If I remove the width, 80% and the margin. As a play, right, yeah. The meta window is from something else from the demo. Okay. So yeah, most of the custom page style section is not useful for me. Okay, it's not that much though. Modal window. So the modal window is from something else from the demo. Oh, that's interesting actually. Then, so most of all this stuff is just not even necessary. And also, this is just it's a template, isn't it? So I can just do that. Is that true? That I can just remove all that? Mandatory. User defined. Yeah. So one interesting thing about this is that like somebody could accidentally kind of screw this entire thing up, couldn't they, really? Because it's got the HTML and then it's got the style in line. We actually need, well, I mean, we need a lot of this stuff, but it's not all just CSS. So it might be an idea if I were to do this in line in the C file, and then I just include the template, or I just include the CSS, and at the end of the CSS I then do this in line as well. You know, then it's all completely separate. I kind of feel like that might be something I'd do. Let's bump the width of this guy up again. Right. And then we were doing the, oh, it's the, damn it, it was the align right stuff. Align right. Text align right. Display in line, wasn't it? And the minimum width. 48 pixels, I think. And then that, yeah. Yeah, that's true actually, yeah, if you just gonna do that. What have I not done right here? Not really like min width and text line right. Min width. Oh, it doesn't need the display. Min width. For the time good, does that just need to be bigger, maybe? What am I doing wrong here, I wonder? So it's a time code. If you better most of the you can try adding min width something and text align right to your time code. Yeah. Oh, sorry, you need inline block. Right. Didn't I do that though? There we go. Blimey. Okay, so yeah. I think that does look a bit more reasonable actually. You know, because it isn't so squished. Might need a bit more space for those guys. Oh, mind you, it's minimum width, isn't it? So it's still going to pad itself out if it needs to. Yeah, I'm undecided. Just try popping it back again. Yeah, you know what? I mean, I do think I quite like this, actually. It kind of looks neat. And I think it looks... like it's distinguishable from... I think the two things are like they're distinguishable from each other. Yeah, and then the space in between I think looks alright. So yeah, I think I'm going to change the colour. This is true, yeah. So yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll call it a day here because we've actually managed to get it working. And then tomorrow, I think we'll come back and maybe we might do a bit of a clean-up pass. Kind of making this all look a bit nicer, make it format a bit nicer. Do this stuff, do the link rails style sheets for the player.css. And then maybe we could start to play with some more styles, because I have some ideas. Well, I have one idea. I'm quite excited to see how that pans out. It's an idea specifically for Risky Business as well. In fact, let me just have a look at the CSS a sec, just to kind of imagine what that would look like. Yeah, I think it's just going to be styling the marker. Yeah. Let's just try something just very quickly. It's going to be a horrible colour for the background, but let's just see what this does. Ah, interesting. So marker. Oh, right, of course we got the... Yeah, that's a good point. That's a very good point. Background colour. Yeah, interesting. I'd forgotten about the multiple things. But it might not be a problem. We'll have to see. Let's marker hover. Okay, so that's when you do that. Marker contents. It looks more complicated than it is. Marker progress content. So that's presumably the little delimiter, is it? Oh no, it's the background. So, sorry, it's the font colour. So the background comes like that. And it changes the font colour. Interesting. But other than that, it's just background changing. Okay. So yeah, I think this should be doable. Let me just have a quick look back at the this area. Sprint after this. Div class content, right. Okay, I've got an idea. I've got an idea how this is going to pan out. So we'll see how this goes tomorrow. Yeah, we'll I'm not going to spoil it. It might not even work out, but that's what I'll do tomorrow. Yeah, so I'm going to definitely close the stream here. Let's just have a quick look back at OBS. Webcam is still not on. So I suppose I'll have to try and figure out what's going on with that at some point. It is a new version of OBS, so maybe that was just fouling up in some way. But anyway, that's what I'll do tomorrow. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, for being here, for being heroic, and to Asaf for doing the player. You know, this is this is all Asaf's work. Well, I mean, it's all Asaf's work, and it's all the Interfarz's work for actually giving me the information that I need. For giving me the the text stuff, and giving me the time stuff. Got an all episode uploaded on github.io. The parsing is way better than my JS parts. Then it's Asaf's. Yeah, okay. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll so yeah, I mean, like while we're working on it, maybe. I mean, what I was going to say is maybe I could speak to Jeroen and see if he'd be up for putting it on the actual Handmade network. You can change playout R command to point to a generated HTML. Okay, well, well, I mean, I suppose there's no harm in just telling you, Rune, like that I've got this thing working, and then we can sort of take it from there. See if we can put it on the site, or not. Like, what do I need at the moment? 'Cause at the moment I'm just thinking in terms of like the cross project stuff. I suppose like I would need some way of pulling. I guess we'd probably need some more information. We'd probably need to store some more stuff in people's profiles. We probably need to give them a little interface to kind of change the stuff, change their styles. So yeah, maybe like we just put it on github.io, but I also tell Jeroen that we've got the stuff that's actually kind of ready to go, and then we can just take it from there, I suppose. Yeah. But anyway, I'm super tired now, as you can probably hear from the sound of my voice. So I will call it a day with my thanks once again. And yeah, until tomorrow, I guess. And unfortunately, you can't see the old salute, but I can assure you that I am saluting. So until tomorrow, farewell for now.